screen is gone now. Hold on. Of course, tech. Okay, can everyone see the screen? I can see you now. Thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, good. So, welcome, Céad Míle Fáilte, 100,000 welcomes to this holistic birth masterclass. I love to begin all of my calls with just a moment to close our eyes if you feel like it, and just arriving into where we are. So, yeah, just taking a deep breath, letting go of everything that happened before this moment. And bringing all of your attention and energy back into your heart, into your body. And when you're ready, you can come back to the screen. Okay, so, if birth was understood as the intimate, spiritual, spontaneous, biological event that it is, rather than the medical emergency that our culture has determined it to be, we would live in a radically different world. I love this quote because it encapsulates everything that I do. I'm actually not sure who wrote it, but thank you to whoever wrote it. So here's a few more quotes that I love to start with. Birth is not about making babies, birth is about making mothers. Strong, competent, capable mothers who trust themselves and know their inner strength. You can have a little read of those if you like. Yeah, I love that one. I usually claim that pregnant women should not read books about pregnancy or birth. Their time is too precious. They should rather watch the moon and sing to their baby in the womb. Or gather together and share with each other about how we're doing. And that is why I've created Embrace. So tonight we're going to cover holistic birth education and preparation, conditions needed for physiological birth, spirituality in birth, the importance of selecting your birth team, and sacred postpartum. Little introduction to me. I am here to guide, educate, handhold, and listen to you on your path to motherhood, on your motherhood path, as you come to your own decisions regarding your birth. I'm a fellow human, discerning and following your heart. Oh. I want to support women to have the most enjoyable, most empowering birth experience they can possibly have. How we birth our children matters, and it impacts them and us greatly. So important. Those of you that don't know me, I am Aisling, and I'm a birth keeper offering heart-led holistic support for women on the sacred path of motherhood. From preconception, pregnancy, postpartum, and everything in between. Rooted in presence, deep listening, and reverence for the body's innate wisdom, I walk beside you with care, trust, and gentleness. I have spent the last couple of years studying meditation, breathwork, well, more than a couple of years, the nervous system and birth keeping, whilst looking after babies as a nanny, which really gave me an insight into family life and the support needed for a family to thrive. So I've always felt really fascinated about birth, and always been really fascinated about birth and passionate as well, just about children and child development, and it really led me then to this work, to supporting women. And I've also been on my own journey with healing and meditation, and I just see how this is so needed in the birth sphere, and the support emotionally and spiritually. This is some of my training. I'm not going to read it all because it's a bit boring. My mission for Creek Roga Holistic is to support all humans to reconnect themselves, the earth and each other, to restore ceremony, to restore community, and to restore our connection to the earth, our intuition, and to the divine. I want all beings to feel safe, held, loved and supported, always. And I have this lovely little image, healed women are going to heal the world, and it's true, because how we birth our children is setting the framework and the imprint on them for their life, you know. And if women are held and supported pre-conception and pregnancy and birth, that, you know, your health impacts your baby, your overall health, not just what you eat, how you feel, it all impacts your baby. So, holistic birth education and preparation, perfect segue. I believe preparing for motherhood begins with taking a holistic view of your life, prepping for pregnancy through embodiment, cleansing the body, looking at your own birth experience, your trauma, attachment styles, and looking at your relationship with your parents and how they raised you. All of this, you know, naturally comes up when people become parents, but looking at it intentionally before is really, really helpful for the future generations, and deciding and discerning what you feel, what you believe, and how you want to raise your children. And all of that is part of Embrace, because there's a big emphasis on reconnecting to the mother, like Mother Earth, and then also our biological mother and our inner mother, developing our inner mother. Because how can we mother a child if we aren't mothering ourselves? So I've just written here mind, body, spirit, a little bit about that, what I feel is how we prepare. The mind with meditation and journaling, having a birth keeper or a support system of women, and unpacking your fears. The body, nutrition, connection to the body, community, physical strength and well-being. The spirit, prayer, meditation, visualization, protecting your energy and managing your energy, which is really important. Holistic well-being means tending to your physical, emotional, mental and spiritual well-being. It's about remembering your wholeness and creating the conditions for your body, heart and mind to restore themselves. And this is what it can look like: listening deeply to your own needs and feelings and reparenting yourself, releasing old patterns or pain that no longer serves you, nourishing yourself with rest, healthy food, movement, connection, allowing emotions to be felt and expressed, choosing environments and relationships that help you thrive, and reconnecting to joy, creativity and meaning. So obviously this is just a overview masterclass, so, you know, going in depth into this is a journey and a process, and that is also why I have created Embrace. Oh, my laptop is acting up. Sorry. Okay, what is physiological birth? Physiological birth refers to the process of giving birth as it unfolds naturally in the body and with the biological systems working as they're designed to, without unnecessary medical interventions. It is birth in its optimal conditions, where the mother's body and baby are supported to follow their own timing and the hormonal and physical process, so that the hormonal and physical process can progress without disruption. So, leaving birth to unfold without intervention. Physiological birth is also called undisturbed birth, and it occurs in a setting where the mother feels safest, with people who put deep trust in the mother and the baby and the innate design of birth. So that's one of the biggest teachings that I want to get out there, of course, to women, is birth is a natural physiological process, just like your food digests in your stomach of its own, all by itself, just like how you breathe. It happens through you, and it is not a medical event, even though what we have been conditioned to believe is that it is, and that we should fear birth, and that it's in the hospital, and all these things could go wrong. But in truth, the hospital's interference often leads to the problems. which is hard to kind of like digest when you first hear that, because you're like, how, that doesn't make any sense. But when you look deeper at it and you learn about birth, you realize how the less we interfere with birth, the better, for so many reasons, which we will get into. So the conditions needed for physiological birth to unfold are darkness, a familiar space, people who she trusts, the woman, and who trust her, and to not feel observed. So these are like... Oh, someone's unmuted. Okay. These are, through this woman, Dr. Sarah Buckley. She has lovely, brilliant books. One of them being Gentle Birthing, what is it? Gentle Mothering, Gentle Birth or something. But look her up, Dr. Sarah Buckley. She's an Australian midwife, and she talks about this, the hormonal blueprint. So what the hormonal blueprint is, all of these conditions that are necessary for your hormones to flow in the way that they need for birth to unfold. So Sarah Buckley describes 4 key hormone systems that nature designed for pregnancy, labour, birth and postpartum bonding. A safe, private, undisturbed environment is needed. So these are the hormones that we'll have a little look at. You've probably heard of oxytocin. That is pretty much the one that we always hear about. Signals labour's contraction, supports bonding, eases stress, and aids postpartum recovery and breastfeeding. So oxytocin is that hormone of love, and that is created through touch and closeness and coziness and feeling really safe, and with the people that you really feel you can trust. So it's interesting because often people go into a hospital and they have absolutely no idea who these people are. So you would wonder, how likely is it for labour to unfold there? And then the beta endorphins are the hormones of pleasure. Natural pain relievers are elevated during labour. These help women to feel calm, euphoric and deeply connected. And in Embrace we will speak about the different states of consciousness that happen throughout labour, and it's so fascinating and it's so mind-blowing that we have these inbuilt hormones and endorphins that support us. Adrenaline and noradrenaline, hormones of excitement. This surge helps birthing mothers navigate the final intense phase of labour with heightened focus and energy. And then prolactin, which is the mothering hormone, supports lactation, bonding, and helping the newborn feeding transition. Okay, Sarah Buckley emphasises that common medical interventions such as induction, synthetic oxytocin, which is known as pitocin, epidurals, routine separation after birth, and cesarean section can disrupt the natural hormonal flow. Like, it doesn't can disrupt, it does disrupt. I need to fix that. Because synthetic oxytocin does not replicate natural oxytocin, and most women report that, like, if they've had a natural unfolding of birth and then they've had an induction, the difference in the experience of the contractions is vast, and they report it being extremely painful, more painful. Epidurals can reduce beta endorphins, so slows down labour and also reduces the natural pain relievers that we have built into our body. And separation after birth hinders oxytocin and prolactin's effects, thereby impacting bonding and breastfeeding. And this is why I'm so passionate about this. You know, I want babies and mothers to have the most incredible experience that they can have, like it's meant to be. The birth is meant to be this peak experience of vitality and power. And our sweet babies deserve that, and we deserve that too. Everything we go through to have our baby. Okay. Hope I'm not going too fast, but we have time for questions, so take any notes if you want. So spirituality and birth. I love this beautiful picture. Birth is a mystery. I believe we must respect it and do all we can to support our body's natural intelligence. Birth keepers support the mother to be in deep connection to her body so she can be in touch with her instinct and determine what she needs. Now, that's a big shift for most people. You are the expert of your body, your birth, your baby, not the doctors. Now, yes, they have experience, but putting your power and your body in someone else's hands is just not good, in my opinion. Especially regarding birth, because, as I've explained, it's a natural physiological process, and you really do know best. And Embrace has been created for women to be held as they deepen this connection and trust with their own body and their own intuition. The pendulum swing of medicalized birth. We've gone so far from respecting the sacredness of a woman and this transformational time of bringing new life and a new soul in the physical plane, physical world. You know, for thousands of years, women have birthed at home and they've birthed in community, and they've had women surrounding them that they know. And there's been all this ancient feminine wisdom that has been lost and is coming back, but it's been lost by this medicalization of birth. Okay, your birth team. Why is this important? Protecting the physiology of birth unfolding is essential for an optimal birth experience. So what that means is, how can I create the environment that I'm going to feel safe, where I don't feel observed, or what were the other things, like darkness, quietness, relax. Like, you've probably heard that women need to feel relaxed to open to have a baby. So protecting your environment is so important. So the energy of the space greatly impacts your body and the production of hormones, and we want to be surrounded by love, not fear. Birth keepers are guardians of birth and of women at this time. Why am I called to be a guardian of birth? Yeah, it comes back to my mission that I want all beings to feel safe, held and supported. And I want to restore our connection to life in a sacred way and in a faithful way, and in our connected to our intuition, because from my life experience, that is when life becomes truly fulfilling, and we connect deeper to what is right for us. You know, we're not following just what we've been told and what we've been conditioned. Sacred postpartum. Postpartum is considered sacred because it's a threshold time, a profound transformation for both mother and baby on all levels. Many traditions treat it with reverence and follow traditions of rest for 30 to 40 days, where the mother is tended to and deeply looked after. This is a meal that I made, the picture in the background, for a woman postpartum, and it's just really nice to see it. The body needs time to heal and recalibrate. A precious time for mother-baby to form a deep bond. It is a time of identity shift into motherhood, which is known as matrescence, which needs the utmost protection and care. It is a profound initiation into lifelong connection. And it's really fascinating when you look at the history of postpartum and all across the world. And I know there's people here from different backgrounds, so maybe I'd love to hear at the end if there's anything you know or would like to share. It's like, from my studies, it was so fascinating to see how, you know, in China or South America and Africa, like all of these different cultures had this similar, like very similar traditions around this of the rest for 30 to 40 days, and how the mother was really held And it's just so important that we restore this and bring this back to Ireland and everywhere, because so many women are left alone, overwhelmed, understandably so. You know, they're going through so much. Okay, so why work with a birth keeper? Working with a birth keeper can be deeply valuable because they bring a unique blend of traditional, emotional and practical support that goes beyond standard maternity care. They nurture not just the birth itself, but your transformation into parenthood, holding space for this powerful rite of passage. Investing in your holistic health sets the foundation for your family. And our emotional health is just so important. You know, in the medical system, there really isn't a lot of space for that. And that can really disconnect women. I made a little recording with a woman that took part in the last round of Embrace, and she was sharing with her births that the way, you know, birth is held nowadays, like the standard way of going to the hospital, it really disconnected her from her body, which really was damaging to her and her baby and just her whole birth experience then. So that's why I'm so passionate about really creating this space for women. Okay. Oh look, my PowerPoint isn't working properly. That's funny. Oh, that's a bit sad because that's a picture about Embrace, but at least I have a little bit here. So yeah, I'm sure all of you have seen that next Thursday I'm beginning the 6-week container of support and education and community, a really unique offering of emotional and spiritual support. And I actually am, yeah, it's so annoying. I hate that you can't see that. Anyway, so here's a testimonial from a beautiful past participant that I'm going to read. Thank you so much for the space and incredible offering that embraces. It is so amazing to approach this next monumental milestone and shift in my life, becoming a mother with space and support from other incredible women and honouring it for what it is while also healing aspects of my past. I want to let you know how impactful that, there was a meditation that we did and that helped, and how helpful Embrace has been. Thank you for the incredible work that you do. And I'm so delighted to share that this woman had her baby, her dream birth, in January, that she was manifesting back in September. And yeah, it's just so heartwarming and touching that I and this creation has helped that, you know. So that's amazing. Here is what is included in Embrace. We gather online once a week for 6 weeks. Live calls are held with heart-guided embodiment and meditation. The resources are based in love and genuine care. Weekly journal prompts on each topic. Healing space to share and be heard by other women. Access to the resource library full of meditations. Email support throughout the 6 weeks. A private Telegram group to share and receive additional resources. And guest speakers, women sharing their birth stories. And the story medicine is gold and so helpful. Hearing other people's stories gives us such confidence and builds our trust in birth and in ourselves. So I'm so excited because I have new women this round as well. And I have recordings from the last round which I will upload to the library, the other women that shared their stories. And I just thought I'd put in the weekly themes here because it might be nice to read them. First week, the new paradigm of health and birth physiology. Second week, holistic health and nutrition. Third week, intuition and boundaries. Fourth week, birthing at home and what you need to know. Fifth week, birth team, birth toolkit preparation. And the final week is sacred postpartum preparation. And yeah, I really want to reach as many women as I can, of course, and you know, no matter where you are on your path to motherhood, it's great to learn about birth and getting into the visualization and the practice of preparation, because it does, and we'll actually be speaking a lot in week 2 about preparing the body, like purifying the body, cleansing the body, to support for conception as well. These are my other current offerings. I also do one-to-one support throughout pregnancy, and also holistic massage and healing sessions to support you to relax your body, open the heart, and restore vitality, as I've written here. That is it. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to open it for some questions and just to chat to the women that are here. And feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Thanks so much. I have to stop the recording now before